Entertainment. There we go. Fuck yeah. Hi, Nuno. Hello. So, we're gonna play this. Thank you, Krista, for redeeming your daily biscuit. I appreciate it. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have the VOD of me playing the, like, when we first played this up on my YouTube, if you're interested in watching the VOD. I will recount to the best of my abilities. Adam, shut up. Adam, shut up. Okay, so I will try my best to recount what happened, right? So, is there a way that I can show you things? Okay. So, the buttons are gonna be so fucking weird to be pressing. Oh god. I forgot about that. I forgot. Okay. So, is there like not a... Okay, cool. There's no pictures of just them. We love that. Okay, cool. This game is about... How do I go back? Okay. Oh, silly. So this game is about these, where it is a show called Buried Stars. And, they were doing the thing. It's pretty much like an idol, like Korean American Idol type thing. Would it be? Because it's more so the people vote for who they want to move on. I don't think American Idol does that. It's more so the judges. Well, the people vote for who they want to move on. And so we've got Do Yoon Han, who we play as. We have Ju Young Min, Hye Sung Seo, Ina Oh, Gyu Hook Lee. So those are the idols that are in the story. And then there's Seo Chang. He's just like one of the back people. And Seyoung Shin, but she's not important at the moment. So we don't know where she is. She is important, but we don't know where she is. So so a big thing happened, a big shaking, and the whole building that we're in collapsed. People got out except for us. Except for the people that I said. We didn't get out. So we're stuck in there and we are trying to get out. But we called help and they're like, yeah, it's gonna take us a hot minute to get in there because there's no safe way of entry for us. So we have to make one, blah, blah, blah. You guys are gonna be in there for a while, but everything keeps shaking and stuff. So it's not a very safe location to be in. I think that's all. I don't think anything else happened. Oh, and they all have like tragic backstories, obviously. This girl, she changed how she looked and how she spoke to fit into popularity. Do-yoon, apparently he betrayed his band by coming here and being the only one of his band. She's got anxiety and stopped talking to her bandmates. Him, he angry, I think. And him, I don't think he's got a tragic backstory that I remember. He's rich. I'm so good at keeping things up, at informing you of things that have happened. Everybody is so angry. Why? Why are we mad? What has happened? Oh, it's because he made a tweet and like asked for votes. Yeah, he made a tweet asking for votes while we're trapped in here. So we're all mad at him. And he's like, what? I was just doing what any of you guys would do. Ugh. Okay. Read a post with a check mark to get a clue keyword. You can reply to a post that directly mentions your character. Check out a post where the reply button is displayed. Depending on what you choose, your sanity might change, or you could get Do-yoon's profile. Okay. I'm Haseng Seo, the handsome dandy boy in this audition. Please support me and don't forget to vote for me. B-Star salesman. We don't know how many died or got injured from this accident, but Haiseng still has time to play with Fatter. I can't help but think that his poor excuse for his school violence was all a lie, don't you think? Ooh, that is a clue. Thank you very much. Haiseng, I wish I know how to say their names. Hyesung's violent past has been revealed by his former classmates on Fatter. And his fans are still encouraging one another to vote for Hyesung no matter what he does. Like attracts like, you know? BS Diang, if you're okay, leave any comments if you want. Share Hyesung's post. It should be okay to give feedback. Thank you, stranger, for redeeming your daily biscuit. Should I, like, move myself to, like, for the words? Thank you so much for redeeming your daily biscuit. Appreciate it. Hyesung posted a message about our situation. Sharing it will be the answer. I mean, you're right. I don't have to agree with it. Wait! Belong! I have to be careful what buttons I press because it fucks up things. Oh my, was this comment shared by Do Young? Do Young shared Hyesung's post. I thought the notification was from a bot. Again, thank you. What we can learn from his post, Hyesung's list of the casualties is correct. Do Young is okay enough to play with Fatter. Internet call is available. Do Young doesn't want to get any blame by writing a post himself. Do Young shared Hyesung's post, which means Hyesung is safe. I'm so relieved, which is, why is the betrayer helping Hyesung? No idea, but as long as Hyesung is okay. Thank you so much for reading me, David. I was gonna appreciate it. Okay, still acting foolishly after being rescued. Okay. I feel so cramped here. I was told to wait here for at least 6 hours or save me. I'm here with... Thank you for the head pats! I'm here with Do Young, Ju Young, Ina, Gyu Hyuk, and a floor director. Is my post making a commotion or something? Well, I might write another post if you encourage me with more votes. Thank you. Take care of people trapped inside. It's too much to mention the atmosphere, knowing already there's a patient with a panic attack. How come Ina says nothing? Is everyone inside okay? Must be safe, I hope. I hope you're safe, dear. Please post a comment that you're alive like Hyesung did. There was an accident, but I managed to survive. LOL, but wow, the vote is still going on. Well then, okay, blah blah. There's no news about Do Young. Oh, this person is like, it seems like they're the only person that seems to like my character. Hyesung is posting, I saw the 5 performing on stage. If Hyesung is safe, then the others should be safe too. Hyesung's Fatter, it can't be an auto-write bot. Where is he posting this? I really don't want to think that someone hacked his account. Hyesung tried to gain attention on Fatter and the history of it, blah blah blah. Okay. Look at the latest trending search. Number 1 is B-Stars, number 2 is Hyesung. Wow, he has risen to the 2nd place after posting his comment. I keep refreshing for an update. I think I might have like accidentally like fast forward me clicking all these things, which fucking blows. But they're using a computer somewhere after being rescued. It seems like... Nah, it's okay. I didn't realize that pressing the arrow key was gonna fast forward like that. Using a computer somewhere after being rescued. It seems like Hyesung is creating more troubles in real time. Everyone okay? Everyone's okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Hey, Snob, if you're still alive, watch out for Hyesung. If you mess with Hyesung like you did in the show, you don't know what he's gonna do to you. Snob. Okay. Hater, right? What is this image? Some people say a separate administrator manages the official blah blah blah. How can we interpret the post? Okay, the stalker rumor was known to be fabricated by Ina. You still believe it? Oh, come on, guys. I'm what? A bombing terror? Don't even mention groundless rumors here. Okay, so... It is seeming like Ina has a stalker, and it seems like a lot of people are on the Fatter making rumors about what happened exactly. Like, how did everything blow up? Don't share random stuff. Are you dead? He ran away to save his life. Still alive. Let's answer with that. Masquerade vocalist Wusuk. Oh, okay, so he was part of my team, my band. I said my team. My band before. Just picking a fight on Do-young. Do-young should refute it mildly. Not dead. Feel comfortable enough inside to play with Fatter? You left the band to make your debut alone, but I might see your face on the accident news first. It's an acidic response, as I've expected. Shit. He decided to check for new mentions later. Fuck, I shouldn't have responded. Oh, see, look. It seems like this is the person that was making the fake account, or the fake news. Shocking news, the bomber of the WBS broadcasting station is a stalker of one of the contestants. So they're meshing two of the... Ina's stalker with the what just happened to us. Do-young will be eliminated. Oh. Jesus Christ. I mean, like, this makes sense, like, for... I'm not gonna read all the tweets or anything. I think I'm just gonna, like, skim them and read the ones that seem more important. Yeah, so someone is sharing the tweet he made. Popularity vote. Sing-young is famous as a genius producer who made success in every TV show. And I heard her name way more than any other contestants, but now this thing happened. She can't get away from this easily. Oh, that's the producer. Okay. A nickname given to Sung-young as she became the chief producer for the new season of Beastars after having achieved success in the past. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of people worried about checking news. Not yet. What do you mean not yet? Should I fall for the vote? Okay, so they're talking about the thing. Okay, and so now this is just like... Okay, so now these are just like before the explosion happened. Ooh. Let's see. Oh no, wait, there's some people tweeting about, so it's like not in order. Okay. I see some people claim that they rescued the broadcasting staff first, leaving the audition participants buried. You know what Gyu-hook's dad is? Byung-hae Lee. If Byung-hae were not dead, all of the staff would have been fired already. Can't you see from Gyu-hook's face, written all over his face, saying he doesn't make friends with peasants? LOL. Gyu-hook has that kind of look. Do-young has betrayer written all over his face. He looks annoyed when people talk, like Hyo-sung talk to him. I agree, LOL. A betrayer. He looks more like a betrayer. Couldn't agree more, LOL. Looks like Gyu-hook still holds a silver spoon in his mouth. Okay, so Gyu-hook, some people don't seem to like him because he's rich. A nickname for Gyu-hook, who was the son of a beloved singer. The nickname was, okay. So what is it called? I feel like there's a specific word for that, like people that become famous, or, you know, because their parent was famous. So like he became a singer and his dad was a singer, so they're calling him that. I feel like there's a specific term for it. I cannot remember though. Oh Jesus, okay. Yeah, so I could have been... This person is like really concerned for Ina. Do-young abandoned his friends to go up higher. The betrayer will not let others be rescued first. LOL. Be sure to watch your back. He's likely to escape alone. A humiliating nickname for Do-young, who gave up on his band members to advance to the finals alone. This nickname blames him for betraying his band members and longtime fans. If she says she's having another panic attack again and cries like she did in Beloved, her fans will come in flocks to console her. She is free to act in any way she wants. What a loser. So they're making fun of, baby girl. Ju-young ran away from her unpopular girl group. Ju-young, okay. No wonder she ran away from the accident site first. A good match for Do-young. Look at the fans of Run Ju-young Run. Okay. And then this. Okay. So we got a lot of things we can ask. I gotta be careful about what I ask. Oh. Puppet time is over. So I gotta be careful with what I ask. I think I should only ask things that are pertain to her. So the stalker, the snob. Okay, so stalker and snob. Okay, wait. 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 I don't remember how to say it. There we go. Okay. Let's start with her and we'll do the stalker. It's been so chaotic that I forgot about it. Is it still happening? Yeah, and it's happening more often. The photo of Ina taken outside the stage was being circulated online. Soon, a letter to the production crew arrived from the person claiming to have taken the photo. I didn't actually see it, but they are still receiving it. He would say that he loves me, but then suddenly get angry and threaten to kill me. He begs me to tell him about my past, but says I must have been promiscuous when I try to hide it. A snob who doesn't care about anyone but herself.
해보자.
Ina, let's call the police.
Yeah.
I thought we need to get out of here first.
그래.
Yeah, we'll call the police as soon as we get out of here. Ina didn't report to the police because... I feel like... I don't think there's something else. I think perhaps the staff discouraged her. Let's hope I'm right here.
그거 있잖아.
Is it because the show is against it? It's true that I tend to go along with the production crew's instructions. Fuck!
그치만
But it doesn't mean that I comply with them blindly. Shit. Would you guys get mad if I loaded? Shit. Actually, I've already called the police.
그러면
Oh, really? And then? They called the staff to find out what happened. That's the end of it. What can I do? Everyone's telling me to suck it up because I'm a celebrity. Then how could I raise hell even though I was nervous and angry? She feels great anger and anxiety at the thought of someone stalking her. The staff told her that a celebrity has to put up with the side effects of stardom.
말이 돼?
I couldn't just tear up the contract and tell the world about it. I could complain all I want about getting ripped off, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who signed the contract. I need to accept it. The show only talked about Ina's present. In other words, she was portrayed as a character that appeared out of nowhere. It was different from previous methods where they focus on contestants' past and stories. Why can't they be satisfied with who I am right now? Why are they so curious about my past? According to this contract, contestants shouldn't object to the background checks and edits. They all signed it without enough explanation. What is... I don't know. A snob. Who's the snob on fatter?
알잖아.
It's the right word.
야,
Who cares if it's right or not? It's just a comment on fatter. Ina let out a deep sigh.
그게
That's the role I was given in this show.
그러면
Then they should have created the related scenes.
괜찮아?
Does that make everything okay?
뭐
What's wrong with that? If you blindly follow the rule granted by the show, that will distort your real personality.
그건
They distort your true personality on the show.
괜찮아?
As if you're a completely different person. Are you still okay with that?
어?
What if I'm not?
아니야?
If I go, I'm not this kind of person, would people just believe me? If I go, Du Young is not a betrayer, would people believe me? Good
그게...
point. God damn it! I am just picking all the wrong answers here. Fuck. Oh, but I made her report go up.
그게
I'm sorry, I was just trying to come up with an example.
어쨌든
All scenes that don't agree with the script get edited out. Then we should continue to take the bull by the horns. Her selfish and arrogant behaviors were often criticized, but she is trying to face the criticism head on. Don't you think it's better to get more screen time? Most of the time, the show was unscripted, but the general outline of characteristics for each contestant had already been built up for the show. I don't think she has anything else. Yeah. Alright, let us... Jesus. I'm like on a fucking roll with negativity. He doesn't care about that. Let's go with Silver Spoon.
아,
I should think that's a compliment, right?
그건...
That's just what people say. The late Byung-hee Lee and
그건...
my uncle's family. There are many prominent figures like a government minister, a CEO, and a hospital director. People said I was making the audition somewhat bland, and I think they have a point. Many high-profile political figures had come from his father's side of the family. Some suspected the family is trying to extend its influence over the music industry. Oh.
저기...
By the way, let me ask, why did you choose this audition?
뭐랄까...
I wanted to make it on my own. I thought nobody would know as long as I kept my mouth shut.
그거 있잖아.
But it just came out on the first episode. Sung Young was quick to take advantage of it. I wanted to come out of that shadow. The sight of Yoo Hyuk mentioning his father. I don't think he regrets joining the show. I think he's more annoyed at the fact that it was brought up.
그래도
Still, you don't seem to regret joining the audition. Yoo Hyuk nodded with eyes widened.
맞아.
The audience weren't the only people that tried to see my father in me. Weird, huh? I didn't think I wanted it.
결국
Still, I realized it was inevitable. People were calling him by looking at me.
그거야...
He barely made any TV appearances. That's why people try to see him in you. Some people argue that I capitalized on my father's stature to take first place.
어쨌든
I can't deny it. Other people might find it rude if I said this was painful. First place after first place, Yoo Hyuk was on the up and up under the shadow of his father. If I say I regret it, they'd think I'm acting all high and mighty. Yoo Hyuk's father and a famous singer throughout the country, now deceased, his career spanned several decades and produced tons of hit songs. Do you have anything else? No? Okay. You! Why do you look to the side? Okay, so fatter. Oh, he really doesn't like Hyesung. He really doesn't. Okay, so fatter's the only thing for him. Okay. Fatter, the root cause of so much trouble. Like a treasure island for those looking for some trouble.
그래도
I think it had some positive influence too.
그렇죠.
Yeah, for Hyosung it did. Since the legend has begun for the Fatter star created by B-stars and Fatter. Regarding Hyosung's excessive use of Fatter. I feel like to agree with him, I should shit talk Hyosung.
아무래도
For the purpose of the show, he clearly doesn't fit the bill.
그러니까요.
Right? Social media is just an additional element. We're looking for someone with brilliant raw talent and the potential to become a star.
혹시
But fatter popularity could be considered the quality of a star too, right? CL paused at Dooyeon's remark.
아니죠.
Talent is what makes a star. Fatter stuff is for those who can't compete on their talent alone. Contestants who are only interested in personal gain, I never had respect for them. Fatter star, a nickname for fatter savvy Hyosung. At first it was an adorable nickname, but after the history of his school violence was known, it became a humiliating nickname. So, you might get a clue keyword as a result of having a conversation. Ooh. Ooh. Here.
서해상.
Just another name for Hyosung the Great. As the saying goes, live by fatter, die by fatter. We should have gotten rid of him when we found dirt on him.
저기
Jill, don't you think Seung-young would have exposed it if she knew about the dirt?
정말요?
Do you really think so? Seal tilted his head.
도윤이 형,
You're kind of slow. I guess that's how you made it this far.
혹시나
Didn't you ever sense that Seung-young was covering for Hyosung? Regarding Seung-young's protection of Hyosung, I felt it too. Let's agree with him.
그랬었지.
Well, I can't say I've never sensed it, but yeah, let's agree.
그렇다니까요.
You get to see more aspects of this if you watch it from behind the stage. The finals in the top 10, I thought he was just unstoppable. But then, who would have thought he'd be exposed on Fatter, which he loves so much?
그런 편이죠.
Now he's facing such strong headwinds, so I guess justice has been served.
그래도
But Seung-young hasn't covered up for him since that incident.
정답이죠.
There's only so much he can do to cover for him. He wasn't show material anyway.
너무 나갔어.
He was making a vain effort to turn that ranking upside down again, but he was destined to go home. Let's see if he's still a fatter star after he goes home. Hyosung's history of school violence broke out on Fatter. His reputation faltered severely on Fatter, which was the platform of his fan base. Okay. I don't think he has anything else to say. Yeah, okay. Well, what up, boy? What do you got? So, he doesn't like that comment. That makes him kind of sad. He doesn't want to talk about that. That, he doesn't really care about it. He likes that. Okay. So only one comment here gets me a further conversation. The other stuff might be risking. Why? Are you gonna do it too? Do you even know how to post on Fatter? You only used it in the beginning, but barely touched it ever since.
그랬지.
The public sentiment is so negative on Fatter.
그래서 뭐?
You've made it to the finals by abandoning your buddies. Were you expecting red carpet or something for you? Then you should have added more friends to the list and written more posts. What's the purpose of creating the account if you're not going to use it? Public opinion on Fatter turned on him when he betrayed his band before the finals. He doesn't add any new friends anymore and his account is mostly inactive. Do you want me to give you a useful tip?
봐봐.
Listen, you need a strategy when using Fatter.
어?
I thought you were writing it as it comes.
아 참.
Do-young, you're so ignorant.
맞지?
That applies to regular people. We're celebrities in our own way, right? What you need is the provocation if you want to attract tens or thousands of people, including the newbies.
알겠어?
Remember what I said. The provocation. Provocation. To provoke. Provocate. Provocation. Fire up the controversy. As to a suggestion that you should use fatter more aggressively. I hardly used it before. Do you think I can?
그럴까?
Can I do it? I barely used it.
에?
Hey, practice makes perfect.
나 참.
Nobody's born with a smartphone in their hands.
그건
Fucking
봐봐.
jeez. Whatever, just listen to me. Be casual. That's a good starting point.
알겠지?
The character given to you by the show has great potential. Honest thoughts? Contemplating on life?
알겠냐고.
Those are the story's best kept to books. It's something we as celebrities must endure. Hyosung said that celebrities should use social media differently than ordinary people. He thinks of it like a deal. The fans get what they want, and the celebs become more popular.
생각해봐.
If we do this right, we can both find some success. So trust me and try focusing on fatter. We got nothing to lose anyway. The act of making posts on fatter, each contestant uses their own official account. They each have their own style and posting frequency. Do you have anything else? Nope. Alright, last girl. I really hope she doesn't fuck with my sanity. My sanity's taking shot after shot. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's got 4 things I can talk to her about. Let's start with fatter.
도대체
What is Hyosung thinking?
아마도
Maybe he was motivated by how the popularity vote was going.
그렇다고 해서
Still. Ju-young stopped looking at her watch and let out a sigh. Don't you feel funny when you see the auto-write bot thingy? One of the accounts posted a comment asking for support, but we're here.
그러면
After all, we're posting comments just like Hyosung.
그치만
But auto-write is different from writing it yourself, right? I think consequence is the same because the community doesn't know it's an Autobot, right? They just assume that we're like, hey, so consequence wise it's all the same. I feel like it's worse. Maybe. I don't know.
글쎄요.
But the result is the same. When people see it from the outside, we're all posting comments.
그런가?
Well, maybe, if you say so. Oh, did I fuck up? Well, I barely use fatter. That's what I mean. Fuck! Damn it. The way fatter users see it, it could just be an excuse.
저기
After making it to the finals, I'll get criticized for whatever I write. That's why I've been using it less.
아무래도
I don't think you should worry about what I said. Fatter, auto-write, and now this. Let's not talk about this anymore. Fuck! I don't know. Everyone should decide for themselves how to respond. A fatter function that posts preset comments at certain times. In B-Stars, this so-called bot is used to encourage fans to vote.
아직이야.
I'm fine so far. Thank you, Noot Noot, for the head pads! Although it seems to creep up sometimes.
알잖아요.
We still need time until the rescue team arrives.
알아.
I know. I need to suppress it. I should have taken some medication.
그건
You skip it before getting on stage. It's a jinx.
그래.
It's like catching a cold. I thought I figured out a way to work with it, but under these circumstances... Ju-young suffers from panic attacks. She takes medicine regularly, except when she's about to perform. Ju-young nodded with a worried look on her face, and Do-yeon spoke to her again. It's difficult for everyone.
결국
We'll get out of here safely. Let's cheer up. Yeah.
어.
Thank God. Yeah, thank you. Ju-young said that therapy had helped ease her symptoms, but this kind of situation was unexpected. I'll try, so you won't worry about me. Okay. Are you talking about beloved? We were supposed to be beloved, as the name suggested.
그런가?
But as a group, we were rather bereaved than beloved. Ji-young gave it a natural smile under the dim light.
난
I ended it. I left the group and disappeared on them. Everyone knows it.
그래도
But the Ji-young that I know isn't
아니,
what other people know about me. Only know that much about me. Ju-young Min, leader of the group Beloved, left right after their album was set to release. She disappeared and only sent a resignation letter, leading to the team and agency's downfall. What they say makes sense now, huh? I don't think it's true. However, I feel like she might be like hiding something, right?
네.
I'll believe it if that's what you want. But I also believe that you had your own reasons. Yeah!
그래.
Yeah, that's good enough. Just like you must have had your own reasons. Just think of me that way. Reason. And my sanity went up. Fuck yes. Okay. Dooyeon tried to recall the memory from the past. Masquerade, a band created by 4 high school friends. After recruiting an ambitious vocalist, the 5 members carried on, brimming over with passion. But he and 3 high school friends started a band. At first, they were mostly instrumental, but later recruited a vocalist.
저기
Do you regret having been a Beloved member?
모르겠어.
It's hard to explain.
괜찮아요?
You don't mind the show portraying you that way? Her leaving the group had been highlighted several times during the show.
어,
We'd been through thick and thin. Ju-young was the leader and best performer of the girl group Beloved, but she was harshly criticized for leaving the team without first discussing it with the group. She has bittersweet feelings about those days. They are all precious memories, and I didn't like when they were distorted in the show. A girl group led by Ju-young, they made their debut years ago but never gained much popularity. As soon as she left the group and the agency went under. Okay.
아무래도
Let me take a sip. Does this still bother you?
들어봐.
You're not the only one that's been framed by Seung-yeon. You'll have your chance after we survive this, to remove the misunderstanding. Shit. Well, at least I raised it up a little bit before this. Ju-young stared at Dooyeon for a moment. He wasn't saying a word.
너는?
What's your memory of your band like? Is it good or bad? My memory of the band.
그래도
I'd say it's a good memory. It was a difficult time, but we had good moments.
그러고 보니
How long did you stay with the band?
그게
It was around 4 to 5 years.
그렇구나.
You were pretty important. I know you wrote lots of songs.
아무래도
I was a founding member. I wrote the songs because no one else could.
내 생각엔
It wasn't that bad. Why are you trying to be so modest? I know you had a decent fan base. He was the band's frontman and wrote many of their songs. He also had quite the fan base outside of Masquerade's fans. Me too. I started out as a trainee and stayed in the group for 5 years until it was disbanded. Ju-young replied, "We went through thick and thin over those years. I hated them sometimes, but I couldn't imagine living without them. That went on for 5 years.
결국
I hope we both make it out of here in one piece, so we can reunite with our groups.
난
When that time comes, I will...
그래요.
Yeah, let's get out of here in one piece." And my shit went up. Let's go. Yes, let's do that. Dooyeong had played bass guitar in a quintet indie band with a small fan base. He joined the audition, but he was the only member to get past the preliminaries. implications behind that so fucked, because that means that he was the only one that passed the preliminaries. And yeah, I guess it's bad that he left his squad, but rather than being happy for him, they were upset that they weren't seen as good enough to pass on. I feel like that's kind of petty, no? Let's save. This... Should I leave now and move on? No. Yeah, I guess. Okay. I can ask them other stuff, but at the risk of losing my sanity, which I don't think is very good right now. I'm like not even halfway to the third one. I don't want to lose a lot of my sanity. So let's just go on. I feel like we did pretty well. Ina O is the only one that I did not fucking get good rapport on. I did not. I like lost some rapport, but it's fine. Hyesung grinned cynically as he raised his head.
뭐야?
Ina, you wrote a post too.
너
뭐?
What?
그렇게 눈알에 힘주더니
You mocked me
뭐냐?
when I did it, but now look at you. I didn't.
갑자기 무슨
What are you
소리야?
talking about?
물론 그러시겠지.
Oh, you didn't?
전혀 모르는
Putting on that
척하면서
innocent face is not gonna work on me.
슬쩍 발부터 들이미셔야지. 봤지?
See?
나만
I
까칠한
wasn't the only
취급하면
one using
섭섭해.
fatter. Ina opened her mouth.
아, 설마
Don't tell me.
이 똥멍청아!
You moron.
자동 쓰기에 올라간 거잖아.
It was posted by AutoWrite.
진정.
Damn it.
시간은 왜
How come the time's set up all differently? Hyesung has been obsessed with fatter and accusing others. If this continues, no one knows what's gonna happen next. To provocate Hyesung, who relies too much on fatter. Bring up something to give him advice. Watch it!
혜성아, 실망이야.
God!
아, 좀 진정해.
I didn't realize it was a timer and I was oh, fuck me. Hyesung, I'm disappointed in you. Please calm down.
내가 쳐맞으면 당연한
It's okay when
거고.
I take a beating, but not when I do something to
실망이야?
survive. It's fine.
그럼 나도
Let me say this.
한마디만 할게.
You have a decision to make too.
형이야말로 배신자 될
You can either be a
건지,
betrayer
성인군자 될
or a
건지
hero.
하나만.
Why you gonna roast me for? Why? Fuck, I wanted to pick the other one to discourage him, but I just fucking dad him. I'm disappointed in you, son. Stop it. Fuck. Hyesung stopped his provocation, but the mood was depressing. Seal broke the silence.
잠깐만요.
Wait,
주영 씨
where's Ju
어딨어?
Young? Ju Young was not there with them.
본 사람 없어?
Did anyone see her?
대체 언제?
But when?
위험.
It could be dangerous. Oh shit, I hit enter too many times. Shrieking.
누나!
Ju Young,
저기, 저쪽이야!
over there. Everyone ran towards the source of the sound. Is she okay? Oh shit. She not okay. No one could even speak. It was someone familiar to all of them.
피디님.
Sung Young. Well. Welp. Welp. Sung Young. That was the lady we were trying to look for. Ugh, my sanity is low. Oh, fuck. God damn. Someone give me some sanity pills. The shock gradually subsided. The after effect still lingered. Do Young Han. Do Young could only stare at the body vacantly. Did she get like squished by the falling rubble? It didn't look like it though. Soo-young Shin, let me move this out of the way. The show chief's producer. She said everything was part of the show. She asserted that only the survivor gets to have it all. But she was gone. She couldn't have imagined this kind of end. Her body was found near a corner of the collapse stage. The famed producer's brilliant career was gone in a flash. Do-yoon tried to suppress his emotions running amok. He moved his parched lips to speak.
PD님,
Let's tell the rescue team about
구조대한테
Sung-yeon.
실종으로
They should be assuming that
알고
she's
있을
gone
거야.
missing.
전화해보자.
Let's make a call. Seo flinched and turned around to look at Do-yeon.
저
Shouldn't we
좀
move her body
옮겨놓고서.
first?
다리가
Her legs are
깔릴
stuck.
수가.
We can't
저거
move her
안
unless
치우면 무리야.
we can get rid of the debris.
구조대 전화했어.
Hold on, I'm
잠깐만.
calling the rescue team.
안 받아.
They're not answering.
무슨 일 있는
What's
건가?
going on? Ju-young interrupted.
내가 베스타 쪽에도
I'll try to
해볼게.
contact the B-Star staff. Why would the rescue team not be answering unless our service is like not going through?
받았어.
It went through. Everyone held their breaths at the sound of the faint ringtone.
수준을
You want us to
살펴보자고요?
examine the body? Looking startled, everyone raised their heads.
우리가요?
Do what?
추정사인
They're saying it's to
내기
record the
위해서라.
cause of her death.
그걸 왜
Why would the
제작진이에요?
production crew deal with that?
연락이 또 안 될 수 있어서
They're going to deliver the
구조대에
message to the
상황을
rescue team
전달한다고.
in case we lose contact again.
우리가 무슨
What are we?
감시반이야?
A forensics team?
무리야.
This is just
진짜
too much.
무리라고요.
Everyone stared at each other with perplexed expressions.
그건 나도 알고
I know
있어.
that.
꼭 따를
Do
필요가.
we have to follow their
있을까?
request?
못하겠다고 하자.
Let's just tell them we
이건
can't do
너무해.
that. That's too harsh.
그래.
Yes, we
저
don't
정말
have to
다
listen to
들어줄
everything they
필요는
tell us
없어.
to do.
그치만 더
But if the building
무너지면
collapses
시신은
any
아예
further, the corpse will be completely,
파묻혀버리고 말겠죠.
probably
어쩌면.
completely buried.
그건 안 돼.
We can't let that happen.
피디님이 좋은
I know
사람은
Sung-young
아니었어.
wasn't a
알아.
good person,
그치만 적어도
but her family deserves to know what happened to her.
가족은 알아야지. 이대로
We can't
파묻혀버리면
let her get buried like this.
안 돼.
The uncanny strength in Ju-young's voice seemed to convince everyone. Everyone agreed to check out Soo-young's corpse.
PD님
So
상황을
we just have to
조사해서
examine
알려주면
her
되는 거죠?
condition and report back. Hyosung begun to roll up his sleeves.
나도 도울게.
I'll help out.
형 새 가슴이잖아.
You don't have the guts to do
똑바로
this.
볼 수나
Can't even
있겠어?
look at her. Despite the strong words, Hyosung's hands were trembling as well.
나도 뭔가 도울 게
Tell me
있으면
if you
말해줘.
need any help. Ina held her hands to her chest and wriggled her fingers. Ugh. Seal took a step forward, but immediately turned away.
다른 사람들까지
There's no
무리할
need for
필요
everyone to
없어.
overexert themselves.
나도 할게.
I'll help too. The rest of you,
나머진
just stand
저쪽으로.
back. Do-yoon squeezed himself out of the crowd and stood before So-young's body. He took a deep breath. Let's begin.
시작.
Why do I gotta fucking do it? Fucking A. Victim found, investigation started. Jeez Louise. Alright. You can investigate a certain place or an object to get a clue keyword. If you investigate all areas, it will automatically end. Okay. Let's look at her feetsies. Her little feet. Her legs were stuck under the collapsed steel frames. Do-yoon looked back at her. There was only a narrow gap between the floor and the frames. Her legs were also snapped at an unnatural angle. Her trousers were stretched out as if they had been pulled on.
다른 것처럼
It's as if they're
늘어났어.
worn out.
빠져나오려고 하셨던
She
거겠지.
must have struggled to get out.
이걸
Can we
치울
get
수는 없을까?
can we get rid of this debris? The three of them tried to lift the steel frames.
안 되겠어.
No way, it's too heavy. Her legs were caught between a steel frame and the ground. The torn part of her pants indicate that she struggled hard to get out. Implying that that's not what killed her, that just broke her leg. Alright, let's look at her body. Work down up. The corpse was lying inches away from the collapsed frames and concrete debris. Her entire body would have been buried if it was lying slightly closer.
파편 같은 게 깔려 있어.
There's debris under her. What? A pile of debris from the collapse was sitting underneath her body. Her
등 쪽은
back is clean.
깨끗해.
Oddly, there was no debris on top of her body. What? His gaze stopped at the bloodstain on her hand.
저기도
Another
상처가 있어.
wound. There's a pile of debris underneath her body, but nothing much on her body. What? That's... What? How is that possible? Doyoon examined her hand. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go batshit crazy.
상처가
The
심해.
back of her hand was badly wounded.
머리만큼 심각한
It's
건
not as
아니지만
bad as the one on her head, though.
자네
Did she get
맞은
hit by
건가?
a fallen debris? It looked like the wound was caused by being struck or crushed by something. This was definitely a horrible sight to witness. The palm of her hand was clean, but there are wounds on the back of her hand as if it were struck or crushed by something. What? So she's on top of some debris. Her back is clean, meaning nothing fell on her. The top of her hand looks like it was crushed. And her leg is stuck under that. The leg thing had to have happened first, and she had to have been alive when the leg thing happened, because her pants are all fucked up, implying that she was moving to try and get out. But that means she would be on the floor already after the debris had fallen, because she's on top of debris. So what the fuck killed her? What? The gruesome abrasion on her caught my eyes. Oh. Ah, fucking Christ.
도윤아,
Doyoon, will you be
괜찮겠어?
alright? No, I'm losing my sanity. Goo-hyuk placed his arm around Doyoon to comfort him.
앞장서더니
Come on,
뭐해?
I thought you could deal with this. Hyosung tried to suppress his voice from trembling. Doyoon looked back at her. The top of her head had been crushed. It was a significant wound. This was undoubtedly the cause of her death.
고개를 들고 있다가
Did she get hit by a debris
맞은
while
건가?
holding her head up?
자네
A lot
많이
of debris did
떨어졌으니까
fall from above,
이 정도 상처면
but it couldn't have just been
파편 정도가 아니었을
debris
거야.
to cause such damage. The top of her head must have been severely wounded. It must have been the fatal injury and the cause of her death. A large piece of concrete debris. There's blood splattered over it. This is clearly the debris that killed Sung-yeon.
이런 게
If
머리에
something like this fell on her head, Hyosung groaned as he mumbled out a few words. They found a large piece of concrete with blood on it near her head.
여기까지인 것 같아.
I think we're done here. But... unless she was knocked out
연락
and it
해줘야겠지.
fell on her head, but then that doesn't make sense, because if one concrete piece came down from the ceiling, I feel like she would at least have some form of debris on her back, but there's nothing on her back. That's weird. That's suspicious. We'd better call the rescue team. Hyosung let out a deep sigh.
누나, 지금 연락
Young, can you
가능해요?
make the call?
바로 확인해 볼게.
I'll get right on it. Those who were standing back focused on their own watches.
혹시
Is the
전화 안
call
되는
not
거요?
going through?
잘 안 되는 것 같아.
It's not working. Give me a sec.
신호
The
끊어지는 것
network
같은데.
signal's pretty bad.
11시 하면 더
It
안 될
might be
수도
worse
있어.
because there are so many people.
밖이 난장판이라
It's still a
통신이
mess
귓다마라
outside as well,
딴
and they said the signal is cutting in and out.
취재진,
We're
구조대,
surrounded by all sorts of
구경꾼까지
reporters, rescue teams,
미어 터진다고.
and bystanders.
여기서 몰라도
I didn't
밖에
realize there were
사람이
so many
많았군요.
people outside.
이게
Is this
구경거리라는 거야?
supposed to be entertaining for them? Yeah, perhaps.
어쩌면
According to the rescue team, the outside seems to be bustling with reporters and bystanders. I feel like they shouldn't be allowed there, especially if they're fucking up the cell service of the people that are still inside. Frowning, Ju-young lowered her watch.
연락 안 돼.
I can't get through. Can someone else try? Nobody, including Do-yeon, could make the call.
전화
We can only make calls to each
우리끼리만
other.
되는 것 같은데요.
이래선 의미가
It's
없어.
pointless.
이딴 짓을
How could they
시켜서는
ignore our
연락을
calls after
씹어?
making us do something like this?
아,
Huh?
탱크로
What if I
아니면
post this on Fatter?
데이터에 환장했냐?
Are you obsessed with Fatter?
PD님
Why don't
돌아가셨다고
you
아주
just make a
광고를
public
해라.
announcement about Soo-young's death?
그런 넌 무슨
Do you
대책
have
있어?
any better ideas?
진정해.
Relax.
당장
There's
연락할
no
필요는
need for us
없어.
to make contact immediately.
나중에 다시
It
해봐도
should be
될
fine
거야.
to tell them later.
그래요.
Yeah, we'll just let
연락될 때
them know when
전해주면
we
되죠.
can.
그치만
But still, we
PD님을
can't just
여기-
leave her here. There was a loud boom and the whole place began to shake.
머리!
Head! Everyone cover your head.
도윤아 시켜!
Do-young, duck. An ominous noise screeched out from the bent steel frames. All sorts of debris rolled across the floor. Soon, the tremor gradually began to subside. Ju-young brushed off the dirt from her hair and clothes. Is it over?
더 무너지는 건 아니겠죠?
I hope nothing else collapses.
누나, 괜찮아요?
You okay, Ju-young?
참아보고 있어.
I'm trying to keep myself together. Ina patted. I just heard something and it scared the bejesus out of me. God dang it. Ina patted Ju-young on her shoulder.
무대 아래는 위험해.
It's dangerous to stay underneath the stage.
구조대한테는
We'll
연락 드릴 때
contact the
얘기하고.
rescue team when we can.
가자.
Right now, we should head up to the stage.
이나야,
But Ina,
그치만
we can't
이대로
just leave her
두면
like this.
네 생각만 하냐?
How selfish are you?
멈춰라.
I'm saying this
우리
for all of our
생각하니까
safety,
이렇게
you
말한
idiot.
거야.
It is dangerous here.
무대로
We better
돌아가는 게
get back to
좋겠어요.
the stage.
이대로
You
가버리잔
wanna
말이야?
just leave her like this?
난
I'm with Do-young.
도윤이
Well,
말에
we
찬성해.
can't exactly move it anyway because the steel pipes are too heavy. What if we do try, all of us, and then fucking things start shaking again and it lands on our head? There's no point.
여긴 너무 캄캄해.
It's too dark down here.
자네라도
If
떨어지면
something falls, we won't even be
보고
able to
피하는
see
것도-
it. Everyone held their breaths at the creaking of the steel frames.
생각이 갈릴
I know
만한
some
얘기란
of you
건
might
알지만
disagree, but
조명이라도 비치는
I think
무대
it will
위로
be
가는
best
게
to head up to the
좋을 것
stage
같아.
where it's brighter.
맞아.
Yeah, we won't be able to tell if there are any more debris falling down here.
PD님처럼
Then we might end up like Seung-yeon.
어쩔 수 없는 건가?
I guess we have no other choice. Hi, Spike Man. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate it. The group reluctantly headed up to the stage.
연락은
Let's keep trying to
가서
contact the
계속해보자.
rescue team.
구조대가 오면 다 끝나요.
Everything will be fine
전부
once the
좋아질
rescue team
거라고요.
arrives.
버텨야 돼.
We need to stay
남은
strong
시간 동안
until they arrive.
어떻게든.
Deep down, Do-yoon couldn't agree more. However, a sense of oddity during the inspection of the corpse. This mysterious feeling of oddity never went away. See? I knew I wasn't the fucking only one. Do-young felt it too. Sun was odd about her body. Because it doesn't make sense. Now you can use the phone app on the smartwatch. You can call any one of your friends in your contacts. If you successfully make a call event occurs. There are a lot of different effects that can occur, so don't forget them. Only one call event is available for one communication. You can't call another character immediately. If a call event doesn't occur, is because your connection fails, you can still call someone else. So I was fucking right. So something is off about the fact that her body is there. Let's do a quick save-a-roni. Yes. Fantastic. Wait. I need to check something real quick. My mouse. My mouse! There it is. Hee hee. Oh my heavens. Okay, sorry. My goodness gracious, Miss Bodacious. Okay. Let's check out the fatter. Network traffic has sharply increased at the accident site, creating issues with calling, texting, and other network functions. It is difficult to understand the current status. Okay. Young Shin was so impatient, never waited for approval, was always about action, and so stubborn she'd always fall off. We nicknamed her Bossy. One of Soo-young's co-workers said that she was passionate but bossy. She often pushed things forward without permission. We're seeing construction company. I'm cracking up. While working there, I made complaints several times. Produces orders. Okay. That's from the Autobot. I don't understand why they changed the venue to another unsuitable building. They claimed that they didn't have enough seats and the view from the audience section was bad. Okay. The construction company illegally cut costs on construction materials and labor. I reported it, but I got fired. Don't believe what the staff are saying. So the person that took the fall, I guess. A construction worker insisted that some staff members intentionally covered up the shoddy construction of the B-Star stage for some reason. The rescue team can't get into the accident site for fear of further collapse. Wasn't the only thing new. Isn't that illegal? They rushed the stage, blah, blah, blah. Store photos or videos of the accident site in a safe place. You might need to hand them in to the police as proof. Videos or photos of the accident may have to be handed over to the police for future investigation. 2 emergency exits, yeah. Do-yoon asks for many years. He doesn't have any thoughts. He just the betrayal, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Must not be Soo-young Shin, as he just said a staff member. We still don't know who. Okay. Who did Hyo-sung say he's with? The staff there. Okay. A strange comment is being shared, but the author deleted the original posting and disappeared. If a dead body was found, it would... What? What? 11:53. We found the body at 11:55. What? Okay, wait. This guy just tweeted about a strange comment. We're gonna have to see if we find it. Thoughtless person. Rumor says that they have a cat. A dead person was discovered? What? But we didn't contact the... Rumor has it that since a casualty was discovered, the rescue operation could be delayed. This rumor is spreading on fatter with no exact source. Masquerade Rock. Couldn't call or contact the broadcasting station, and Minsu told me to check on Fatter. We're all heading there in Iksun's car. What on earth is happening? I'm sorry, it's my fault. What do you mean? Why is that your fault? No, let's put this. Ju-young Kim, the drummer of Masquerade. He had no reason to blame himself. Why is this your fault? If I left our band when Woo-suk came up with a record deal on the condition of my leaving the band, we wouldn't have gone through all this B-Stars trouble. I can't believe I ended up in this mess because I couldn't let it go. Anyway, our band is about to fall apart and you might continue to be a rock musician, even changing the music genre. I wonder why you didn't abandon us back then, but it was just the beginning, not the end. Though Woo-suk, the vocalist of the band, the talk about making a record deal with a major agency began to yield progress. But Do-yoon discovered that just before signing the contract that it required replacing some of the band members and changing their genre. Do-yoon strongly opposed it and there was some conflict with the band about it. He decided to check for new mentions later. Hold up a second. Because I vaguely remember, because then we looked at the body, it was like 12:03 or some shit like that. Because we were trying to get in contact. We didn't call them until 11:55. This person tweeted 11:51 that they found a body. Rumor have they have a casualty. 11:46. What? But we didn't get in contact. We didn't find the body until 11:55. Something... What? Hold up the phone. Something not right. Victim found 08. And this is after we've already looked at it. So how the fuck are they tweeting about it before we found the body? We got a lot of things to talk about. So crowded site, the debris. Okay. The debris.
그건
The debris by the head, it was a chunk of concrete.
그게
It probably fell from the ceiling.
그랬지.
It was covered in blood.
그래.
Yeah.
아무래도
Looks like the direct cause of her death was the debris that fell on her head.
내 생각에는
Being hit on the head by the debris. It must have been the fatal blow.
그래.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Although her legs were crushed under the steel frames.
그래도
That alone wouldn't have been enough to kill her, though. Gyu-hyuk fell silent. His face was pale. His eyes were on the other side of the area where Sung-yeon was found.
괜찮아?
You okay?
괜찮아.
I just felt nauseous for a second. I'm fine. Gyu-hyuk turned back to Do-yeon again. I guess everyone agrees that the cause of death was being struck by the piece of debris. The debris that struck her in the head seems to have been the cause of death. Her other injuries are relatively minor.
대체
Just how crowded is it out there?
아무래도
There's probably a huge crowd of reporters and bystanders. What are they trying to see? The collapse site? People getting hauled away? Maybe both. Gyu-hyuk looked up at the ceiling. There was only darkness above.
도윤아,
What are you worried about the most? Rescue delay.
나는
I'm worried that the rescue efforts might get delayed. They need to take control of the site and dismiss anyone who's not involved.
맞아.
I agree. That's what matters the most for us. Another thing that worries me is the unstable network.
그럴까?
It's probably because there's too many people out there. The reporters and bystanders, the volume of calls must be massive. And they're probably using up all the data traffic as well. You've got a point. The collapse is probably one of the causes, but it's especially bad in here. At this rate, we won't be able to make any necessary calls. Gyu-hyuk quickly looked at his watch. I hope they clean up the area quickly. Cell phone network traffic has increased dramatically during the chaos. It has led to them receiving unstable network connections.
저
It's so
그런데요.
huge. Where did it come from?
아마도
Probably from the ceiling?
그랬지.
I'm guessing it fell when the audience area collapsed. That's the only debris here. Not really anything else. That was the only piece. Seal averted his quivering eyes from the chunk of concrete.
그게요.
Sung-young had many enemies. She once told me a joke saying she was afraid of getting stabbed in the back someday. Seal, do you think this building will collapse even further? Are we all gonna end up like Sung-yeon? I don't want to provide false hope, so let's do this one.
그래.
We'll have to be extra careful. Things could get worse at any time. Yeah. We don't want to provide false hope,
그러니까요.
because false hope is not good. Exactly. It could take the rescue team hours to reach us. Fuck my sanity. And this place could come down any minute.
그래도
But the stage ceiling is still holding out. It's the audience area that was damaged the most.
그거야.
How fortunate is that? It'd be unlikely for us to get hit by falling debris like Seungyeon did. Although we can't be certain about it that if this place collapses even further. The only thing that could have caused the fatal injury is the blood-stained debris piece of concrete. It must have fallen from the ceiling. Bossy. Collision. Okay, so bossy and collision. Collusion.
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠.
Everyone knew what Seungyeon was like. During interviews, she would say that she only moves forward with a decision if all of her staff agrees.
말도 안 돼요.
But those were just empty words.
그 말은
She pushed on until everyone agreed, so people didn't even bother.
그러면
Is that what happened when she relocated the stage? Not just the stage.
100%예요.
She was always like that. Seo continued after surveying the stage. The rescue team must be confused as well.
어?
Why is that?
사실은
A lot of places were altered from the original blueprint, so there are some random spaces that were added or removed. I can't imagine the pressure.
그러니까요.
Exactly. All of her plans were actually illegal. Any rational person would have opposed it. But look at how it all ended up.
그래?
Did she just ignore objections?
그거야.
Staffs like me weren't even subjects for her persuasion. We just did as we were told. How different is it from the blueprint?
그렇죠.
The number of seats, lights, and partitions were changed to suit her taste.
그렇다는
Do
건
you think the rescue team knows about it? I'm sure someone told them that the place is different from the blueprint. If not, the construction company might have to take the blame. I just hope the rescue team is able to find their way in here. The staff quite often added audience seats, lights, and walls arbitrarily. In the end, the final structure was quite different from the original design.
너무 나갔어요.
I guess some people will get arrested for taking bribes.
그럼
You knew about this?
사실은
It's illegal to change the building structure without reporting it. Even if it was Seungyeon's order, things might have turned out differently if everyone had opposed it.
근데
But the
그게-
executives that had meetings with construction companies gave their consent. They must have made a deal with the construction companies,
그렇죠.
right? Because they were getting something out of this deal. There's corruption involved regarding the changes to the building.
있잖아.
You couldn't keep up your opposition to it? Was the executive's decision absolutely final? Ah, fuck. It's fine.
형까지.
You've seen it all along. If Seungyeon and the executives made a decision, it had to be carried out, no matter what. I did
그게-
notice that.
알잖아.
I've experienced it ever since I joined the show.
그런
There's nothing else to say about it. We're just staff members. We had no choice but to obey orders.
아시겠어요?
We were the ones who had to make things happen once a decision was made. Seo let out a sigh while staring off somewhere in the distance. The number of seats, lights, and walls were changed to suit her taste. I can't even remember the details. I hope the rescue team doesn't get confused when they arrive.
아무래도요.
I'm sure someone told them about the differences. If not, the construction company might have to take the blame. I just hope the rescue team is able to find their way in here. You already said that information. I don't think you really gave me anything new. Yeah. Ooh, I accidentally clicked out. Accidentally clicked. Okay. Okay, head. The head only. Okay.
그때
I only saw her legs at first. It was obviously pinned under the steel frames. But the head wound, I didn't see it because of her hair.
아무래도
Probably because her hair was a mess. I only saw that she had a head injury when I got close.
그러고 보니
She was lying face down.
왜일까?
What do you think messed up her hair so badly? She struggled.
그게
She was probably struggling. She must have shaken her head frantically.
그렇구나.
Maybe she did.
확실히.
She probably had her head up and shook it before getting hit on the head. Ju-young nodded with a grim expression on her face.
괜찮아요?
You don't need to picture it in your head.
알아.
Don't worry about me. I'll be careful. I think I can understand what her thoughts were like when she struggled. It could happen to any of us right now.
도윤아.
Do-yeon, please be careful.
네.
You too. Let's get out of here safely. Okay. She was lying a bit slanted on the ground with her face down. Her tangled hair was covering her face. But even if she was moving her head that much, would that really like warrant it being fucked up like that? Okay, so he wants to talk about her legs, her head, the data. Okay. All right, let's go. Her legs were stuck. She
그랬었지.
couldn't even move. Yeah. This might sound weird, but I hope she died instantly from the debris so that she wouldn't have had to suffer. He sung. Let's not mention the pants.
그런 것
I
같아.
think what you said makes sense. Well. Dion, I have eyes. The tips of her pants under the steel frame were damaged.
그렇다니까?
She obviously tried to free herself for a while.
저기
I'm sorry. I didn't think it was a good idea to tell you.
아니라고.
Don't bother to care about me. It's not like I care for the others either. Fuck. Hyusung bit his lower lip and paused for a moment. When I saw So-young, I felt like my head was going blank for a moment. But I'll have to get my head straight from now on. Get my head straight. She couldn't free her legs from the steel frame on her own. The tear marks on her pants indicate that she was awake immediately after becoming trapped. But I mean, that doesn't mean that she suffered if she got hit on the head. That wound on her head must have been what killed her.
그래.
It was on the top of her head.
그래.
Right. Do you know what that means?
어?
What? The meaning of her injury being on the top of her head. Hyusung nodded as if he was waiting for Do-yeon's response. Top. I'm confused by that. Because top of, if you're looking up, I mean, I guess, perhaps. Because if you're looking down, it's going to hit the back of your head. I think her head up.
그건
It means she was holding her head up. If she was lying on the floor with her face down, the wound should have occurred on the side or back of her head. Okay, I was right. Okay, thank God. Right. She was holding her head up. I don't want to think about it. Then why fucking mention it? Hyusung licked his parched lips. Hyusung, don't think too deeply.
괜찮아.
You only need to answer the questions when the rescue team gets here.
아니라고.
It's not as easy as it sounds. I can't just make it go away and not think about it. Hyusung scratched the back of his ears with a pale face. The fact that she got hit on the top of her head while holding her head up, that means Sung-young was conscious until the last moment. I don't want to think about it either. I want to shake off these kinds of thoughts. She had a fatal injury on the top of her head. She was hit by debris while her chin was raised. She must have been conscious until the last minute. But just because she's trapped, she can't move her legs, but she can move her body. Couldn't she have dodged the debris? That confuses me. I don't know. I don't think there's a proper footage. All of the security cameras were placed randomly too.
그래도
But there were cameras shooting the main stage. I'm guessing they still have footage until the building collapsed. What about after the collapse? I bet they've just been pointed at the floor. Hyusung stared at the other side of the collapse site. They all look broken anyway. Shouldn't we preserve something, like some photos of the collapse site? The rescue team will come in and see for themselves. Why would you want to take photos of this godforsaken place?
혹시
They might need some evidence for their investigation.
어?
I didn't know you were the type to plan out your future.
생각해봐.
Just look at us. Well, fuck me.
아니라고.
What are we? Investigators? We're just accident survivors. Hyosung shook his watch.
그래서 뭐?
If you're suggesting I take photos with this, I refuse. And it would suck to get my watch confiscated for evidence.
그래도
But if they ask us for it, well, in that case, I would have to give it up. But hopefully, it'll be okay to delete my personal photos
괜찮아?
first. Are you okay with deleting them? I can just look at the backup photos from the cloud. I'll still have access even if I delete them from the watch. I really can't relate with someone who's not using the newest model. Hyosung's watch can be used to transmit files online from the collapse site. Since photos are backed up in the cloud, it's okay to delete personal data from the watch. So the body and her hand. Okay. When I first saw her, I thought she was just unconscious. It didn't even seem like she suffered from any serious injuries.
그랬었지.
Same here, until I got close to her. I knew I was horribly wrong after seeing her hands, legs, and head.
그게
There were only a few pieces of small debris on her body.
아무래도
The larger pieces were actually underneath her.
진짜야?
What? What do you mean? The top of her body was clean, but there was debris underneath her? She must have fallen on top of it.
아마도
She must have fallen on top of the debris. That's why all those debris are underneath her. Ina tilted her pale face.
잠깐.
I can understand that, but why is it clean on top of her body?
그건
That's because if you think about the debris that fell around her body, it must be a sign that she had been struggling, right? Most of the debris were under her already, and the ones on top must have fallen off.
그런 것 같다.
I think you're right.
야,
It's not a matter of right or wrong. We're not solving a quiz here. It's more scary now that I've figured out the reason. If I were in the same situation... Ina, don't think too deeply. The collapse is over. We just need to be careful.
그런 거야?
Is that what you want to believe?
그래.
I want to, and I have to. Beneath her was a pile of concrete debris, but the back of her body was relatively clean, which means she struggled to free herself. I don't know. I do not know. The injury on the hand is what confuses me. You said there was a wound on her hand.
그래.
Yeah, it was on the back of her hand. Why the back of her hand?
어?
What do you mean, why?
그게
I did some thinking after hearing about that. About why she got hurt on the back instead of the palm of her hand. She tried to protect her head.
그건
Was she trying to protect her head? She must have covered her head with both hands. That explains the wound on the back of her hand.
그랬어.
There was no blood or wound on the palm of her hand. It was clean.
그래.
Right, that's exactly what I thought. You said the ends of her pants under the steel frame were damaged.
그러면
I think she was trying to get out.
아니었어.
That wound on the back of her hand, it wasn't a scrape or a cut. It looked as if she got hit by something.
그렇다면
Meaning she was conscious until she got hit on the head. I'm just speculating here. That's just terrifying. Although it wasn't critical, she had a large wound on the back of her hand as well. However, the palm was clean. It seems like she was wounded while covering her head. I don't know. let's move on to the next thing. And then we're gonna end stream. Let's do this little section. Jesus Christ, dude.
전화 다시 볼게. 잠깐만.
I'll try calling again. Hold on. Ji-young fiddled with her watch.
저기
I don't know if this is an appropriate time to say this, but
PD님
we don't have to move
안
So-young's
옮겨도 되는
corpse,
거겠죠?
right?
나도
I'm not sure if this is appropriate either,
조사를
but we were asked to just examine the body, not
안
move it.
했던 것.
그러네요.
Right.
경찰
Plus,
조사
the
받을
police
때
might
말
ask
나올
us
수도
why we moved
있고.
her during the interrogation. Ina's eyes widened.
경찰?
Police?
조사?
And what interrogation? It
사고잖아.
was just an accident.
아니
Well,
모든
they
기본적인
probably
조사는
asked
할
us some
거잖아요.
basic questions regarding the accident. A dead silence fell over them.
왜?
Why?
경찰 만나면
Any reason you want to
불편한
avoid the
일이라도 있냐?
police?
너무 펄쩍
You
뛰어서
seem so
나까지
surprised that
같이
it
될
almost
뻔했네.
startled me as well.
머리 복잡한데.
I'm already having a hard
너도
time
뭐야?
here. Don't make it worse.
나?
Oh, really?
서해? 왜?
Oh, I'm
복잡하신
sorry.
머리를
Did I hit a
한층
nerve
더
there?
꼬이게만.
지도 벌벌 떨던
Why are you
주제에
acting all
갑자기
tough
센
now?
척하네.
I remember you shaking like a leaf.
우리 세일 FD
Gee,
눈빛이
Seil.
막 안경 뚫고
Your eyes are
나오겠다.
literally burning up.
전화 연결됐어.
The call
조용히
went
해봐.
through. Quiet, please.
꼴등은 말도
So I
못해?
don't even have the right to
등수별로
speak up because I'm
한마디씩
in
할
last
수 있나?
place? I guess you're allotted one sentence for each rank above last.
혜성아,
Haesung.
알겠어.
Alright, I'll shut up for
잠시
now.
다물어줄게.
Ji-young continued her phone
그게
conversation.
아니고요.
That's not what I mean.
제가 직접 본
I
게
didn't see for
아니라서.
myself. She seemed to have difficulty while trying to explain the situation.
직접 봤던 사람이
I think they
말해야
want
될
to
것
talk to
같아.
someone who actually saw her.
제가 할게요.
I'll do it.
그래, 네가
Okay,
해봐.
go ahead. Ju-young held her wrist up for Do-yeon. Do-yeon explained what he saw and heard through the phone. I'm done.
끝났어요.
Ju-young lowered her wrist and shook it lightly.
말이 길었네.
That was a long
누나
conversation. Your arm was hurt.
그 정도는 아니었어.
It wasn't that bad.
따로 더
Were
할
there
말이라도
other things
있었어?
you needed to report?
말 나온 김에 수다 떤 건
It's not
아닐
like you were
테고.
having a little chit chat with them. Of course it wasn't a little chat.
좀
I just thought something was
이상하다
off.
싶은 데가 있어서.
이상해?
Like what?
뭐,
무슨 말이에요?
What do you mean?
PD님은 머리에
So-young was hit in the
콘크리트
head
잔해를
by a
맞았어.
piece of concrete.
바로
He
찾았지.
found it right next to her.
그만한 크기의 피까지
That was the
묻은
only
건
one with a blood
하나뿐이었으니
stain.
대충 봐도
Obviously,
치명상을
it was the
입혔을
cause
거야.
of the fatal injury.
그래,
Yeah.
주변에는
The rest of the
자잘한
debris
잔해들
around her
뿐이었고.
body was small.
다 아는 얘기잖아.
Everyone already knows that.
잠깐 내 얘기
Keep
지금부터.
listening. I didn't get to my point yet. Pick out the inconsistent clues. Okay, wait. What is inconsistent here? Gotta think about this. Hand wounds. Although it wasn't critical, she had a large wound on the back of her hand as well. However, her palm was clean. It seems like she was wounded. Wait. 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 Okay, I think I found an inconsistency, but I don't know if it's the one they want me to put. Fuck. Because, okay, she got hit in the head while she was looking up. There was a shit ton of blood on the head wound. How is there an injury on the palm or the top of her hand, but not on the palm of her hand. There should be blood on the palm of her hand, right? Right. So wouldn't that be an inconsistency with the head wound? But I mean, it's an inconsistency, but what does it connect to? I feel like it was the head injury, but I don't know if that actually makes sense. Fuck. I don't know. I don't want to lose sanity. My sanity's already like so low, and it's such a pain in the ass to get it back. Okay, I really gotta think about this. Although it wasn't critical, she had a large wound on the back of her hand as well. However, her palm was clean. It seems like she was wounded while covering her head. She was lying a bit slanted on the ground with her face down. Her tangled hair was covering her face. She couldn't free her legs from the steel frames on her own. The tear marks on her pants indicate that she was awake immediately after becoming trapped. I feel like that makes sense, right? She had a fatal injury on the top of her head. She was hit by debris while her chin was raised. She must have been conscious until the last minute. But if she was struggling, why would she look up? Beneath her was a pile of concrete debris, but the back of her body was relatively clean, which means she struggled to free herself. The debris that struck her in the head seems to have been the cause of death. Her other injuries are relatively minor. I feel like it's these two. I might be wrong. Fuck. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not wrong, but something doesn't seem right, because if she got hit in the head and she's bleeding from her noggin, why are the palm of her hands clean?
자네를 맞은 건 정술이었어.
Thank you, Sneaky, for redeeming your daily biscuit. I appreciate it. The debris fell on the top of her head,
바로 보일 정도로
and the
큰
wound was
상처가
large
나
enough to be
있었지.
noticed right away.
고개 든
You said
상태였을
that she
거랬지?
probably had her head up, meaning she was conscious until the
의식이
final
있으셨을 거야.
moment. How are ya? Okay, that's right.
손등에
There was
상처가
a wound on the
있었어.
back of her hand.
손바닥은
The palm of
깨끗해.
her hand was clean.
어.
Yeah, she was trying to protect her head from the
자네에서 머리를
debris.
감싸면서 찍혔고.
머리를
If she
다치고
had covered her head
감쌌으면
after being injured,
손바닥에도 피가
her
묻었겠지.
palm would have been bloody as well.
순서상
So you're implying
머리를
that she
맞기
was already
전에
hurt
다쳤단
before
말이야?
she got hit in the head?
그래.
Yeah,
머리를 가리는
covering
건
your head is only
의식이 있을 때
possible
할
when
수
you're
있는
conscious.
거기에
So
어떤
what's so
점이
strange about
이상해?
the wound?
일이야. 다시 순서대로 짚어볼게.
Wait! Oh, I was right. Ah! Yeah, Squid streaming. I'm doing well. I'm racking my brain trying to solve a mystery. Someone died and there is like some oddities to their death, that like inconsistencies that don't make sense in terms of their supposed downfall. But I'm doing well. Thanks so much for asking. I appreciate it. Thank you for popping in before bed. I'll arrange the events in the right order.
무대가 무너져.
The stage collapsed and her
철골에
legs
다리가
got stuck
깔리면서
under the
못
steel
움직이게.
frame. She couldn't move.
몸부림치다
She
자잘한
struggled
잔해들이
and the debris
떨어지고
fell under
몸
her
아래
body.
잔해에서 머리를 감싸다
She
손등을
was
다쳐.
wounded on the back of her hand while trying to cover her head.
머리를 들다
She then
큰 잔해에
raised her head
정수리를
and a
맞고
large piece
치명상을
of
입어.
debris fell on the top of her head to cause the fatal injury.
그런데
And
이러면
there should have
큰
been
잔해가
two
두 개
large pieces
필요해.
of debris.
손등을 찍은 거랑
One that hit the
정수리에
back of her
떨어진 거.
hands and another that hit her in the head. Yeah, because there was so much blood. Yeah. Oh my god, I was right. Because there was so much blood on the debris, there should have been blood on her hands. Yeah, this game is fun. It's on Steam. It's also a Switch game as well. It is a Korean visual novel where let me try my best to describe it. I have the VOD of when I played it the first time, like the first part, up on my YouTube if you're interested in like getting a better understanding of the story and stuff. It's on my YouTube. But pretty much we're playing as Do Yoon Han, who is one of the people in this Korean kind of like American Idol situation where the fans vote to who they want to see continue on, and we're all idols. And we were on the stage. A big like shaking and crash happened and the whole stage fell down. Everybody was able to get out except for the That guy, the rich guy, the red-haired guy, the blonde girl, and the other girl. The five idols, the finalists, and then two other people. The lady that's dead, she was the producer of the show, but we didn't know she was dead until just a little bit ago. And like one of the backstage people, he's here with us as well. And we are trying to survive until the rescue team can come get us. We found the producer just now, and we're trying to figure out what the fuck happened, because the way we found her doesn't make sense as to the debris killing her and stuff. It's very interesting. I'm enjoying the game so far. But if someone killed her, that means it's one of us, or there's someone in here trying to kill us. But we only saw one piece of concrete that was large enough to hurt her. It's not like the piece of debris bounced back up to hit her again. If she tried to cover her head with her hand after getting hit, the palm of her hand wouldn't be clean. See, okay, so that's the reason why we're like, it doesn't make sense as to why it was an accident, because her body was laying on the floor, right? She was already on top of some debris, which is already kind of weird, meaning she fell to there, and she was on top of debris, meaning she was there. She could not move because a steel frame fell on her, and she couldn't move her legs. So we can tell by her pant leg that she was struggling to get her leg out, but she couldn't from underneath the steel frame. Okay. So she was struggling. She was hit on the top of her head. But there's only one big enough piece of concrete that's nearby that obviously is the reason why she's dead. There's blood on the concrete and her head is completely bloody. This is what I'm trying to explain to them now, is the thing that is very inconsistent is the top of her hand is injured. Not like scratched, something big smashed against her hand. So the top of her hand is injured, but the palm of her hand is very clean. And they're like, if she got hit with the debris looking up, meaning she was alive when she got hit with the debris, she got hit in the top of her head, meaning she was looking up. How is it possible that there is so much blood on the concrete, but there's none on her hand, and the top of her hand is injured? That's why he's trying to say there should be two pieces of concrete. The one that hit her hand when she was protecting her head the first time, and then the second one is the one that obviously killed her because it's the one with the blood on it. My whole thing is, there's only one piece of concrete, but there's no blood on her hand, even though theoretically, there should be blood on her hand. Because if she covered her head, there should be at least some blood on the palm of her hand, but there's none whatsoever. Just the top of her hand has a small injury. Her head injury was fatal. She couldn't have covered her head after being hit.
잔해는 하나인데
2 noticeable wounds,
눈에
but
띄는
only one
상처는
piece of
2개.
debris.
손등에 난
The
상처.
wound on the back of her hand,
까진 건
are
아니고?
you sure it wasn't just a scratch?
아니, 잠깐.
No, wait.
이나야 왜?
What's wrong, Ina?
전제가 틀렸을
What
수도
if the whole
있잖아.
premise is wrong?
손등에 난 상처. 꼭 다리가 깔린
We can't
다음이라고
be
할 수
sure if
있어?
her hand was injured after she was pinned down.
손등은 깔리기 전에 다친
Before
거다?
the steel frame came down?
들어봐봐.
Listen,
무대가 무너지고
Soo-young covered her head and ran when the stage collapsed.
그러다 다른
That's
거에
when the debris
맞고
fell and
손등에
wounded the back of
상처가
her
난
hand.
거지.
Hey, stranger.
그리곤
Or are you
최고의
saying
다리가
hello to
깔린
Sneaky?
거면
And then when the steel frames collapsed to pin her down,
빠져나가려고
she
머리를
raised her head while
들었다가
trying to free herself.
정수리 큰
But a
잔해를
large piece of concrete hit her in the head.
그러면 손등은
That
딴
would
데서
explain
다친
how she
거지.
got her hand injured somewhere else.
이제 해명이 되네.
That clears it up, right?
자네가 하나인 것도
It also
말해주고.
makes sense to find only one piece of debris. The fatal injury to the top of her head, her legs were caught under a steel frame, pinning her down. It's hard to tell if she died during the initial collapse.
근데 그게
But
달아나다 그랬다기엔
it's hard to
피디님
assume that
위치
she ran
거의
since she
그대로라서요.
didn't move from the same spot I last saw her.
상처가 두 개인
Does
건 여전히
That mean you
설명이
still
안
can't
된다는
explain
거야?
why there are 2 wounds? See, that makes sense. If she was moving from one place to another, that makes sense. But he just completely shat on Ina's story because he's claiming that she didn't look like she moved at all. She was in the same spot. There was grave tension among the survivors.
죄송해요.
I'm sorry,
저 때문에.
it's my fault. Do-yeon took a step back. Maybe she got hurt while running away, as Ina pointed out. No point in dwelling on these strange things when it was obviously an accident.
길게 매달릴 것까진
It was
없어.
unnecessary for me to cling onto.
너무 고민하지 말자.
Don't sweat it if you want to stay
버티기
sane.
힘들어져.
결론까지 내는 건
It's not our job to draw
우리 몫이
any
아닐 거야.
conclusion. Do-yeon nodded. But the sense of doubt still lingered. Soo-young was remaining in the same spot. Seal's last remark revolved around in his mind.
그렇다고 해도
Still, what would have
조금만 더
happened if we
일찍
found her
발견했다면
earlier?
어땠 구할 수 있었을지도
We could
모르잖아.
have saved her.
처음엔
We weren't in any
무대를
condition to check
돌아볼
out the
만한
stage right
상황이
after
아니었잖아요.
the collapse.
제가 깨어났을 때도
Even when I woke up,
이쪽은
this side was
잠잠했어요.
quiet.
아마 돌아가신 건
I think she died when the
처음
stage
무너진
first
때랑
collapsed.
거의 같았을 거예요.
어차피 안 되는
Are you
일이었다.
saying her death was inevitable?
꼬아서 듣지 말고
Don't be
무슨 뜻인지
sarcastic.
몰라?
You know what I'm talking about. Regarding the discovery of Sejong after her death. If I say this, he's gonna agree with me. He's gonna get super pissy. But I feel like this is just providing another sense. This might upset Ju-young. It'll make him feel better, but if we say this, it might upset Ju-young and make her have a panic attack, which we don't want to do, because we can't sit there wondering, oh, we could have done something to save her. We can't do that. I just think there was nothing we could have done.
세일이 말처럼
Like Sale
우리가
said,
깨어났을
it was
땐
too late
늦었을
by the
거야.
time we woke up.
안타까운 일이지만
It's a tragedy,
바꿀
but
수
there
있는
was
건
nothing
없어.
we could have done to save her. Ah, fuck me.
불편한 얘기를 해서 미안.
Fuck! I was hoping that it would have the opposite effect. God dang it. Sorry for talking about something unpleasant.
우리한테도
We have an
중요한
important
과제가
task at
있잖아요.
hand.
그래.
Yes, getting out of here
여길
safely.
무사-
Fuck.
산 사람은
Why are you
살자는
making
얘기를
things so
되게
complicated?
꼬아서 하네.
You're basically saying we survivors should get out of here alive. Houston suddenly snorted.
좀 얼탱이가
This is
없네.
absurd.
넌 뭐?
What's your problem?
으씨, 한참
It was so
조용하길래
quiet
먼저
that you
구조된
thought
줄 알았다.
she had already been rescued?
헛소리 예정이면
I wish you'd just
잠깐
shut up
입을
if you're gonna
닫아주는
blabber
게 어때?
nonsense.
급 애도 분위기인
I just
거
think it's funny you would suddenly
이상하지 않냐?
mourn for her.
솔직히 나 빼곤
Let's
전부
be
피디님
honest.
안티 아니었어?
Nobody liked her except me, right?
사사건건
You guys
걔네도
always went
뒷담 안
against her,
깠냐고.
talking behind her back and all that.
생전에 그런 거랑
That's when
지금이
she was
똑같냐?
alive. After staring at Ina for a moment, Hyesung turned his head.
피디님
Huh,
장례식에
she'd be a
상주
good
서시겠어?
chief mourner at her funeral.
나한테
Are you
하는
talking
말이야?
to me?
내가 누나 보고
Was I
있었어?
staring at you? Then
그건
I
맞는가
guess I
보네.
was.
왜?
Why are you
왜
talking
그런
like
식으로
that?
말하는데?
야!
Why do you always have to be so
막말
rude?
참으면 혓바닥 갈려.
막말?
Rude? I'm
순수한 마음을
innocent.
매도하면 안 되지.
Hyesung's eyes turned red. Okay, demon boy. It was like Hyesung was a member of Se-young's fan club. He never had complaints about any of her directions or instructions. Hyesung liked what Se-young liked and hated what she hated.
쭉
I was
피디님
on her
편이었던
side all
나라도
along,
짚어줘야 될 것
but I still think
같거든.
we need to get something straight. Don't talk like that. Stop that shit.
혜성아,
혜성,
그런
you
식으로
shouldn't talk
말하면
that way.
안 돼. 일하는데 의견
They had
차이가
their
있었던
differences while
거랑
working
지금
together,
애도하는
but
건
mourning is a
다르잖아.
different thing. Do-young unthinkingly folded his arms over his chest. He tries to suppress the aching pain in his heart.
너도 혼란스러운 거 알아.
I know you're
힘들
confused.
거야.
I know you're having a difficult time,
그래도 이런 식으로
but you're
아무
not
도움이
helping
안
right
돼.
now.
도윤이 형,
Do-young, calm down.
내가
It's because my heart is
가슴이 아파서 그래.
aching.
머리도
I
깨질
feel like
것
my
같고
head's gonna explode.
어떻게 점점 더
Can things
이러지?
get any worse?
어떻게?
Can they? Their gaze toward Husung softened.
너만 슬픈 거 아니야.
We were all sad.
살아계실 때 다툰 거
It's true we had
사실이야.
our differences when she
지금
was
애도하는
alive,
것도
but
진심이고.
I'm mourning her nonetheless.
믿어줬으면
I
좋겠어.
hope you believe me.
누나,
Ji-young. I'm sure
혜성이도
Hye-sung
알
knows.
거예요.
There was a heavy silence that lingered in the air. Some time has passed. Ina spoke up while staring at the end of her feet.
베스타 폐지되려나?
Do you think they'll discontinue B-stars?
그럴지도 모르지.
Maybe.
몇 달을
We spent
여기만
months on
매달려
this show.
있었는데
WBS야. 이것도
Thank you,
이용해
Charles,
먹으려고
for
할 거야?
redeeming your daily biscuit. Hello, my love. WBS would probably take advantage of this situation.
베스타.
B-stars was going
망해가던
downhill.
쇼라고. PD님이 여기까지
But the show
뛰어났는데
regained its
그냥
popularity
끝내겠어?
thanks to Seung-yeon. I don't think they'll just throw it away.
그래서
So are you
앞으로도
going to
계속
keep acting up
까불거리겠다는
just
거야?
like you have until now?
쇼만
By any
이어진다면
means, if the
얼마든지.
show can go on.
이어질지 말지는
We do
우리가
not get
정하는
to
게
decide
아니야.
whether the show continues or not.
남의 일처럼
You
말하네.
are a part of the show.
꼴등도
Even
의지를
the underdog
다지는데.
gets to exercise his rights here.
순위, 폐지,
Ranking,
지금은
cancellation
그런
of
게
the
중요해.
show. That's not what's important right now.
뒤에서 두 번째도
Alright,
어쨌든
you're not
꼴찌는
the one in
아니라는
last
거지?
place, but second to last, so you're rather relieved, huh?
쇼에서도
The
상황
production crew is
궁금해하잖아.
curious about the
안
situation
끝날
too.
거라고.
It's not over. Guys, wait.
무슨 소리 안 들려?
Can't you hear that? Uh-oh. A roaring sound echoed around in the ruin.
무너지는 거야?
Is the whole place coming down? Oh shit, do I have to like QT? Oh, thank God. Dust flew around when the debris fell.
다들
Is everyone alright?
괜찮아? 설마
What if it
이렇게
gets more
점점 더
dangerous?
위험해진
Everyone's faces turned pale. It was the first tremor they had felt since finding the body. It was natural for them to feel restless.
잠깐, 지금
Wait. A large steel plate came falling down and almost crushed Hyesung.
괜찮아?
Are you okay?
미친다 진짜.
This is
와.
insane.
구조대
We'll
코빼기도
die
못 보고
before the
뒤지는
rescue
거
team
아니야?
arrives.
다른 데 갈 데 없나?
Shouldn't we look for
찾아봐야
some other
되는 거
place to
아니에요?
stay?
아니면
Or we can
구조대
ask the rescue
확인이라도.
team for advice.
난 지금 연락 안
I
돼.
can't make a call right now.
다른 사람은?
What about you guys?
저도 안 돼요.
Me neither.
혹시
It must
방금
be the
진동
tremor.
때문에
방금 못 봤어?
Didn't you see? I
나
just
진짜
barely
한
escaped
끗 차이로
death.
살았어.
We
산책한다고
should take a
치고
look around.
한
Think of
바퀴만
it as
돌자
taking a
좀.
walk.
야
Yeah,
다른 데도
we should
체크를
also
해두는
check
게
other
좋을 것
places.
같은데
무대가
The
위험해질 수도
stage could be dangerous
있으니까요.
too.
더 무너지면 그나마
If
있던
the
길도
stage collapses
없어질지
any further,
모르잖아요.
whatever passages we have could be buried away.
세 사람은
So
저렇게
3 people
얘기하는데
agree.
찾아보는 게 좋을까?
Do you think we should go
아니면-
looking or? Yeah, we need to search. I think we gotta search.
먼저
Let's
무대
take a look around the
주변부터
stage
살펴보자.
first.
상황이 계속
Things could
바뀌고
change at
있으니까.
any moment.
바깥 지시 없이
Will it be
움직여도
okay for
될까?
us to move without instructions from outside?
무리수를 안 두는
We could look for some
선에서
passages as
길을
long as we're
찾아보는
cautious.
정도면
I think standing still is
마냥
fine if
개기는 것도
things aren't breaking around us, but
무리수라면
things are
무리수
breaking
아니야?
around us. I don't think sitting around here and doing nothing will keep us safe either.
대비 차원이라고
Let's think of it as
생각하자.
preparing for the worst
선택지조차
before we
없어지기
run out of
전에요.
options. Ju-young and Gi-hook looked around silently.
그럼
Then let's all be
조심해서
careful.
돌아보자.
They probably wanted to stay and listen, but we gotta do
무리해서
stuff.
찾으려고 하면 안 돼.
Don't try to clear the path.
조금이라도 이상하다
You see
싶으면
anything strange?
바로 말해.
Tell us immediately.
조심하면서 돌아보자.
You should all be careful.
그럼 토끼일 데
Then
없나?
let's go find our
잘
escape route.
디뎌보자고.
I want to save and end stream, but they keep talking. The group carefully headed towards the area around the stage. Whoop, okay, fantastic. Okay, let's save. Perfect. To main menu. Yes. Okay. Holy moly. Oh my god. Well, that was fun. Quick game. Let me out.